Here it is, the Wurrkos FC13. I've been carrying it for 2 weeks now. Wanted to get a good feel for it before I came and tried to talk about it. Came with that clip right there. Didn't feel the need to upgrade that or do anything with it. I'm happy with that. Good clip. Really nice bright button. You can adjust that color to whatever you want it to be on account of the better user interface in this thing. I went with the SFT-40 option. Good amount of throw. Just really overall well built. Wanted to talk to you all about it and let you know what I think about it. We'll start out with this emitter. This emitter is typically in like more of a thrower, kind of like the Sofern IF22A. That's the same LED, but as you can see, a reflector, TIR reflector, is going to make this Sofern throw a lot further and have more of a tight beam, whereas this has an orange peel reflector and you can fill out a yard with that flood, and you can also throw a little bit further than most little lights. So it kind of is like an in-between. I brought in a thrower a minute ago, and then you have this, more of a different emitter obviously, but more of a just a flood that you're going to get out of that. This is kind of getting the best of both worlds, and I'll show you all that tonight. I've got it in ramping mode. You can hit this 3 times and you can do step. I prefer ramping. So many options on this user interface, and I don't want to go too far into it because I've gone into it in some of my other videos. But what I really do like is that you can set this button to different colors. What you're going to be able to do is customize it, so that way, like I've got it locked out now, I have it set to come on in red. That way I know just by looking at this that it's locked out. So once you learn this user interface, it just comes secondhand. The only thing that I would have done differently is maybe added a magnet back here in the back. I was surprised that they don't have one, but haven't actually needed one yet. I was just kind of surprised that they didn't throw one in there. But really well built. You can check your battery with 3 presses from off, and that just blinked out the battery level. You can charge your battery internally, and I do sometimes. I'm kind of a fan of taking the batteries out, putting them in the better chargers that I have, but in a pinch you can plug it into that Type-C right there, and as you can see, it's pretty hard to pull open, so I'm happy about that. I feel like that little door will hold up for a while. I mean, my preference is sometimes it's just not even have one. That way you don't ever have to worry about that failing on you. But you know, if you're gonna have one, at least have it like that to where it's not flopping open real easy. Let's show you these lights on this button here. So by pressing 7 times and holding, we're now throttling through all the different colors. There's one there that even offers, when it was flashing, that is the mode that you can go into where it will go through all the colors, and then one of those flashing modes even shows you like voltage level, so as the battery gets lower and lower it starts changing colors. And they're a little bit different on some of these, like it'll start out at blue, then it'll go green, then it'll go red. Have had some other lights that are a little bit different, so I don't want to go proclaiming one or the other. You know, you just have to try it out and see what you start out at. But a lot of really cool features. Let's get it out tonight so y'all can see pretty well, kind of have an idea what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like compared to this Sofern SC31T Pro, just because I really don't have a lot of other things on my mind that I can compare this to. And then I'll even, just for fun, throw this IF22A, only because it has the same emitter, not because it's the same kind of light or could compare the two. I mean, you're gonna obviously have a different beam, but that's just really the best that I could come up with to compare, to kind of try to give you an idea. Alright. We're checking these things out at night now. On the right is the FC13, and on the left is the SC31T Pro. Pretty similar. That FC13 is definitely a little bit tighter and going to provide a little bit further throw. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and increase them on up, max them out at turbo, and hope you can see what I'm seeing here, because it's really like a lot more hot spot on the right with the FC13. You can tell that SFT-40 is pushing a lot further. It's good to see. And for flooding out a yard, you're going to have some pretty good spill on the side of the FC13. The Sofern on the left is more flood, and it's filling out a yard a lot better. But for being able to reach out there, I like having that FC13 by Wurrkos to go a little bit further. Just for fun, I'm going to bring up this IF22A. I know it's not the same by any means. Same emitter, but it's a TIR reflector, so it's going to throw a lot further. That's it turned way down, just to give you an idea of how tight its beam is. So I think it's pretty cool. They threw an emitter that in this FC13 that you would typically find in something that's meant for a lot more throw, like the IF22A, but it kind of gives it the best of both worlds to be able to have this thing filling out a yard, and I can also reach out and hit some power lines and some property lines with it. Also, you know, my favorite part is that right there, that auxiliary light. I can lock it out, and I have it programmed to come on in red, so that way I can just literally pull it out of the pocket, and without hitting anything, I know it's locked out, and I know I have to unlock it, and when it's not locked, I have it show up as yellow. I have my camera locked right now, so it's not zooming in on that button, but really nice feature, really nice user interface. Good choice of emitter. There's other choices out there. This is the one I went with, and I'm pleased with it. Alright, if y'all got any questions, hit them up in the comments. I'll have the comments turned on this one. I had to turn the comments off on other videos. We just have a lot going on right now in our lives and needed to kind of prioritize, but wanted to share this one with you, and I'll leave the comments up on it. Alright, thanks for watching.